This is my AGDQ 2017 All Mass Submission category video. All Mass is a category where it's basically the run safe 100%. So what that means is that you get every single puzzle piece in the game and all the masks. The only thing we do not get is every single weapon. And that's because when you speedrun, generally you get a glitch which makes your points to get to the next weapon in the negatives, like negative 400,000 plus. So it makes it so that you just keep replaying the same level dozens of times, and also sometimes you become completely glitched and you can't do anything. And it's really rather annoying. See, what we just picked up was one of the puzzle pieces. On this level, on most levels, all we do is just finish the level and get a high score. That gets us a mask. But on a few levels, we have to go out and search for the mask itself. Now, in this game, with the puzzle pieces, there's a puzzle piece in every single level except for the part 5, which is the biker levels. So there are 16 total puzzle pieces. And what that means also is that we have to complete the last level twice, one with the regular ending and one with the secret ending, which is having the puzzle piece completed and doing something. So here so for these first two levels, all we have done is picked up the puzzle piece and then play the level normally. This is also a new game based category, so it starts from a new save file, of course. So now this next level we're coming up on is going to be Overdose. Now, Overdose is a level in this category. We have to get a puzzle piece and a mask, besides just the high score. So, on this level on the second floor, we're going to pick up a mask called Earl, and we're going to pick up a puzzle piece. And also we see that we're using Tony. Tony is the main mask for this category, and a lot of categories. So, and we got on last level. Let's see, we're going to pick up the mask in a second, and the puzzle piece. Mask, there we go. If you do not get every puzzle piece and every mask in the level, and you finish the game, then it's not a complete run, of course. Also, as you've noticed, we've been doing this menuing, which we quit out, and then we click continue. So basically, you just, once the level end, like once we get to there, we press escape, press up once to quit out, and then right as we see a save icon appear in the bottom right corner, it gives us the ability to put inputs, which then we instantly do a one tap down, and then we start spamming the left mouse button. And then that gets us into the next level, and that's why it goes by so fast. Most of the puzzle piece locations are not in a very difficult place. Only on one level called Crackdown is it really a difficult spot. Because you have to go up to this area where in every other category you never touch, so it's very different. So we just finished Decadence, which is the end of part 1. Also, I messed up on menuing a little bit. This is a rather old PB, and it will be improved if this is the category that is put through. Now, Tension is one of the most RNG-based levels in the entire game, just because of this first war. It's really annoying, and if you really just want to complete it, you gotta do it slowly. If you just don't want to die, it's rather annoying. But, yeah. Since it's so early in the game, it's really easy for regular runs to just quit out here, because you can lose a lot of time here due to bad RNG, but it's not a big deal. I mean, in reality, you can only lose really like 30 seconds, unless you're just going to keep trying to do the really fast strats instead of using a backup strat. So thus far, we've picked up one mask, unlocked a bunch of masks from each level, and we have picked up one mask, picked up every puzzle piece thus far, and we unlocked masks from just completing each level. So now we just unlock Graham. Graham gives us 115% movement speed bonus. So he moves 15% faster. So we're going to use him instantly. I messed up on menuing. We're going to pick up this crowbar. It's really important later in this level. It's also it's the best melee weapon in the game, if you really want to look at it that way. And so we got to make sure we have it for later on because it will really impact the rest of the run, well, the rest of this level, because we need it to open up a secret area to get one of the masks that we just saw down there. This is really unoptimized. Since this run, I've improved upon this level like tenfold. Yeah, so now we gotta pick up the crowbar. Now we're gonna go all the way around this entire building to go open this sewer, which gets us the Jones mask. This is the furthest away mask in the entire game. Yeah. Also, recently we have done some testing and we found that it's faster to leave out to the right, and you save about 0.2 seconds. Science. Woo. Let me get rid of this. So now we're going on to Clean It, which is one of the highest execution-based levels in the game, and I'm going to use Graham again because of the speed bonus. And as we see, it goes by really fast, and you can't really understand how it goes, but yeah. It's really easy to die here. Basically, we're baiting, and then we're using a hostage threat, and then killing everyone in the entire room, and then leaving. And in this level, we bait the guys early, so that right when the door opens we can kill them and grab the fire axe. And then what we want to do here is, if you have we have to go all the way up here to get the puzzle piece, and then this weapon we can do the hostage rat with. I kind of been messed up quite a lot here, no big deal. And then we just kill that guy and we're out. So yeah. So we of course have, this is an actual PB, so we have every puzzle piece and mask, but when you're actually running this, sometimes you can be a little bit worried if you miss one, and also it's actually really easy to forget to grab them, because it's really easy to forget about them if you run multiple categories. And there is a way to do the normal skip with this level, and you'll save about 5 seconds, but it's super hard to do. And it's not really routed out yet. It's a very difficult thing to explain also. But so we just go through neighbors regularly, which is not that big a deal because it's a really consistent and fun level to do, so it's not that big a deal. It's not like we have to do, it's not like we skip Assault and then we'd have to do Assault. Assault is one of the RNG based levels. Now it could be faster to use Graham on this level, but seeing as Graham isn't really routed out for this level that much, we don't really use it. We could in the future optimize it quite a bit. Come on Twitch. There you go. We're so proud of you, Twitch. And then, yeah, but so we could route it out quite a bit to increase more time save, because since there's so much moving going around this entire level, the 15% speed bonus would really save quite a bit of time. Probably upwards of like 8 seconds, maybe more. I don't really know. But yeah, since there's just so much more movement, the 15% speed bonus would really help out, but you don't have the benefit of Tony's lethal fists. Oh, come on, Twitch. What are you doing? What are you doing, Twitch? I mean, really, there you go. There you go, Twitch. We're so proud of you. Small thing, as we see, I'm holding down left mouse button this entire time. It saves a little bit of time in the menuing. And then, yeah, so, again, we just do the exiting out strat, and it's really not a big deal. Oh, come on, really, Twitch? Bruh. Also, if you were wondering, this is the VV soundtrack. It's pretty good. And also, Twitch is not very good. Twitch's VODs are not good. It makes me cry, dude. But yeah, so we just picked up the Carl mask, which is one of the big meme masks, because his ability is really not useful at all. Oh, and also if you die, you do have to re-pick up the puzzle piece or the mask. So if you don't have that in mind, you can lose an entire run at the end because you didn't realize that after you died, you need to re-pick it up. But yeah, that's a thing. Which is also a major issue for casual runners because they don't understand that. So a lot of people on the forums in the past have asked for that, like didn't understand that, and they get really salty. Because a lot of people are not good at this game, so it takes them forever to beat a level. And then they didn't realize they had to pick up the puzzle piece after all 100 deaths of theirs, or whatever. But yeah. And as we saw up there, the puzzle piece is just right there. Like, in like every single level, except for this next level we're going to, it's just like really not out of the way. Now see, I mean, you can see that I'm super far ahead of my PB in this thing. That's because this is my, I think, 3rd PB in the category. And then I switched to another one. This category is very fun to do, and I got a decentish time quite early on. And then I moved on to the other ones. But it's very transferable because Hotline categories, if you do all of them, you kind of can use different, easier strats. Yeah, you can use similar strats in each of them. But yeah, so now what we're going to do is we have to go all the way to the top of this level where generally you don't go there. So it makes it a lot harder to do. And so we have to kill these guys. And we're going to go up there. Oh my god, Twitch, please. Please, Twitch, please. So yeah, there's the puzzle piece, and then we have to come back around. We have to kill a certain amount of people in this level before a laser comes in, as you'll see right. And this guy didn't die for some reason, so that's weird. But yeah, then you saw the laser come in, that's a sniper, that indicates the level's about to end, and you can leave. It's the only level where you don't have to kill every single person. Yeah, and also, the high score thing, which is required to unlock most of the masks, just means that you got at least a C- in a level. Which, in pretty much every level, if you just get good at the game, you'll easily get a high score in each level, so it's really not that big a deal. Like, if you don't get one, that's kind of weird, and you probably aren't going that fast anyways. But this means that in that previous level, Neighbors, it allows us that we could do it if we found a way to get a lot of points easier, but it's just not very practical. Yeah, so this is Hun Heavy. I didn't really go over that, of course. So Hun Heavy is one of the more difficult levels and execution-based levels in the entire game. It's one of the longest as well. It's 4 full screens, and they're quite difficult. After you put a lot of time in the game, it kind of gets easier, but it's still very execution-based, but it's a really fun level. It's also, see this screen, this is the 3rd screen, which is the notoriously hard level, because there's so many guys and there's a lot of glass. So you have to do really interesting strats. And then also the other infamous part is this 4th part, because there's just so many different guys, and if you start shooting, then they all start coming at you. So for casuals, this is very hard. For us, it's really beneficial because we can bait everyone at once with this strat, so it's really kind of nice. And then these are the 2 static enemies that cannot move, and we pick up the Jake mask right there. Jake mask you can actually pick up in 2 different places in the run if you want to. It's either there, or I think it's on the last level, if I recall correctly. But yeah, so it's the only mask that you can pick up twice, and it's a mask that gives you the ability to throw weapons, lethal weapon throws, which there is a level called Vengeance, which he is kind of valuable for, but most people don't use him. This level is Deadline. It's also a very difficult level. And so this level is also very execution based, and this first screen is a little hard, but not a big deal. But this next screen we're going to is the 2nd screen, which is one of the hardest screens in the entire game by far. It's one of the by far it is like the hardest level. Sorry, screen in the game. Like there really is no other comparison. Like no other screen is this difficult. There are a lot of screens that are like RNG based, but this level is just, the screen is just so, I mean, but it makes up for it because this third screen is super consistent to do, and it's like really fun to do because you can do it so fast, and since most of the enemies are in a cycle, it's really like consistent to do and fun. And then we have the boss fight. There's a boss fight at the end of each part, if you were paying attention. The first one was against the fat guy, where we had to shoot him with a shotgun. The second one was against the guy against Biker, and then this one is against this guy in the van, this entire van. Yeah. So the first 4 parts of the game we have a boss fight, which is cool. I mean, they're not a traditional boss, of course, because it's Hotline Miami. It's kind of a unique game with the whole one shot, one kill, except for certain enemies. And this is Trauma. Trauma is the only level where you don't kill anyone. It is the ham-fisted in stealth section that most people don't care for and don't think it fits in at all, which it kind of doesn't. Also, a lot of casuals have issues with this level because it's a weird movement, and also it's kind of hard if you don't do the way that we do it, which we just skip the entire major, like, we just go through it like really fast, and it's like super easy. But as a casual, it's like really, really difficult to go through this. Also, really, shoutouts to Twitch for being buffer like out of 10 right now. It's a really good feel, and Twitch just doesn't want to load at all. Also, shame on me for not exporting this to YouTube when I should have. But whatever. But yeah, so as you see, we just get through this part, like this level really fast, and it's over. And also, what we're going to do here is run Alt F4, right when we see that save icon appear. So the save icon, when that save icon, the first frame that pops up, that's when we know that in the game's save file, it has been written to, and that means that the next level has been written. And that means when we see that, we can Alt F4 and then reopen the game to go do regular like continuation, because there's a very long cutscene and like in between part if you don't do it. So it saves around 2 seconds to Alt F4 if you don't get really bad bad loading time up. And if you saw in the top left corner, I like got really happy. That's because I close it on the very first frame, and sometimes the game will glitch out and it won't save the game until the second frame. So I was a little too trigger happy on that, and that could have cost me the entire run because I would have had to do Trauma all over again, but it didn't. So yeah. Yeah, so also that puzzle piece is one of the only puzzle pieces in the game where you can go and get it again. Since it's on the first floor, we go to this first floor twice in this game, in this level. When we are first going through it, and then again when we beat it. Oh, come on, Twitch, please. Twitch. Oh, this is kind of ridiculous, dude, come on. Why can't Twitch be as quality as YouTube when they're VODs? Also get that HTML5 support already, dude. That'd be really nice. Because Flash is a resource hog, dude. But yeah, so Assault is a really RNG based level, and it's a very difficult level. It's most people's least favorite level, which is very understandable. But yeah, we can, so like I was saying with the puzzle piece, we can get it when we're first going through the floor, or we can get it when we go through and after we've beaten the third floor. So if you forget to get it on the first try, you can get it when you're going out. So that's a really unique part of this level for all masks. And again, the major appeal of this category is the fact that it's like the 100% save category. It's like a 100% category for this game, so you're getting every single mask in the game unlocked within only like a 24 minute like range, which is pretty cool because you can, if you wanted to run 100%, all you need to do really run 100% is to have every single mask unlocked. I mean, yeah, you want to get all weapons unlocked, but basically you can set up your own 100% save file just by doing this category. So if you really wanted to, you can do an all mask into all New Game Plus, like back-to-back run type of thing, where you finish the category, you finish a New Game, like, you finish an all mask run, and then you use that all mask save file to do a New Game Plus, like any percent or New Game Plus all levels run. So it'd be a cool like double category type thing. I mean, you can kind of do that with New Game 80%, but like it's not really as cool of an idea because it's not, because you know, New Game 80% really only gets you a little bit. So also, after you finish Assault, generally you have a better idea of what time your like run is going to end, because Assault's one of the last like major hard levels in the game. Now we're going up next to this level called Vengeance, which is also very difficult and also very execution based. So yeah, it's just like, yeah. Vengeance is a hard level, very execution based. Some people like to claim it's one of the hardest levels, which I really don't think it is at all. But when you're first learning the game, this is a very hard level. But once you start to get good at the game, it's really just starts to become kind of easy. Still execution heavy, and also very fun, but still. Yeah, so as we see here, we're using like really advanced like bait and killing tactics right there, where we like go in, we use very specific movement to bait the guys, and then kill them in a very specific way, and have very fast like pickup and reaction times to kill these guys very fast. It's really hard to like understand when you're just looking at it yourself, but if you ever try it, you will understand how difficult it is. This game is, the coolest thing about Hotline Miami runs are that it's really just execution heavy and skill based, rather than just being glitch after glitch after glitch after glitch, which is cool and all for a lot of games because you're not speedrunning, but it's just cool that this is just like, you die a lot and you get good times by making strats that you don't die, not dying, and just being generally good at the game. You don't have to learn insane amounts of like tech, like if you were going to do OOT on your percent, or you're going to do Portal out of bounds. It's more of just a game like you can pick it up casually and then you just play it a lot, and you can switch into speedrunning, and it feels kind of seamless because you're just kind of stringing together this game, because it's very arcade-like. And also, seriously, if Twitch could buffer, you know, anything, you know, I have 180 megabytes down, but this won't let me, sorry, 100 megabits down, 180 megabits down, but it won't buffer this video that's already completely finished from 8 months ago. But I can stream anything like 4K video easily. But Twitch is besides the point. Also, that puzzle piece is very easy to forget about, and and the only way to get back to it is if you restart the level. So yeah, it's really important that you remember that puzzle piece specifically, because that's like one of the easiest ones to forget about, and it's also actually the last puzzle piece of the entire game. So if you want to, after this level, at any point in the biker levels, you can do the puzzle. But what I do, and what Snowfats I think also does, is that we do the puzzle piece during the first, before we finish resolution the first time, so that we have it ready, so the next split will be better. Also, I like to censor that a little bit, just because it's kind of funny. But yeah, because the puzzle, when we collect all the puzzle pieces, you're supposed to like put them together to figure out what the meaning is, and it just so happens to be I was born in the USA, which is the password they have for a computer, which unlocks the secret ending. So at this point, it's gonna show credits, but we don't really get to see them because we just spam escape. But yeah, you go through credits, and then at the end, you're like, oh, whoa, what is this? Part 5. What is this? And then you see it's rewinding in time, you're like, what is going on? And then now we're gonna play as Biker, which he is the exact same speed as Graham, which he is 115% movement speed. And he also has he only has one weapon, which is the meat cleaver, which swings really fast and has a really good hitbox. And also he has 3 throwing knives. That was a really good safe house. That's a strat that I created, and it's really cool and all. But yeah, so you have 3 throwing knives, and you have... So we had to pick up the master there, but we don't have to pick a puzzle piece. Yeah. But yeah, 3 throwing knives, so you had to use... So the strats are based around using those as efficiently and best as possible, of course. Also on this next level, Fun and Games, this is the last level that has any like killing in it. So after you finish this level, you just have 2 levels that you barely ever lose any amount of time on. So basically once you finish this level, you can just basically call out what the time of your run is going to be. Also, the knife should have connected with him, but sometimes it's just a little inaccurate, so lost a little bit of time there. But yeah, Fun and Games is a pretty fun level. Some people say it's RNG based, but it's really not. It's just very movement dependent. So if you're in one spot, you can die easily. If you're in another spot, you're completely invisible, basically. It's a really weird thing. Doesn't really make sense, but it does. But yeah, so we use only 1 throwing knife on the first floor, just so we can use the last 2 on those 2 guys. Because those guys can kill you really easily. And you just want to dispatch them really fast. So now I can tell that I'm going to have, like, because it's, like, I'm assuming I'm getting like a 25-30 or so. Just because I already know I'm on that kind of pace. So we're in a prank call. Prank call is a level that I guess can be considered a boss fight. It's not really. It's just a pushover boss. And so what we're going to do is we kill this guy with a knife. We go through the computer and then Jacket appears. All we have to do is slash him once. But after you slash him, you're supposed to walk into him and push him down and kill him. But it just gives us quite enough space that we can just go right through the wall. And that saves us like 9 seconds of movement speed, which is great. And then, now we're going up on Resolution, first ending. Also, I, for some reason, was thinking I had to quit out. But yeah, so this is the normal ending. And when we first get in here, we're going to do the puzzle. The puzzle is completely random where the puzzle pieces are put, so you can lose a little bit of time here. But yeah, so we just have that trigger. Oh, sorry, yeah. In this PB, I did it afterwards. But yeah, so we just get through here, pick up a mask over here, run out, and then we finish the puzzle piece. The puzzle right here. Okay. Oh, okay, sorry. In this PB, I did the puzzle piece right before I opened the computer. And in other runs, in like actual recorded runs, I started doing it in the first level, but yeah, that's besides the point. So yeah, we have to spell out I was born in the USA. And it's kind of annoying right here because like all of them are bunched up in a really weird way. But yeah, there's a lot of time you can save here if you just get good with it. Which is like kind of annoying because they just spawn in random places, so you can't really map out like fast movement speed. It's like, I did it really slow here, but I've done it much better recently. But yeah, so now we have that done. Now we can go open this computer and then put in the password. So we just put in the password and then we had the secret ending. They say this is actually longer. There's more text boxes in the secret ending. But yeah, if you complete the normal ending, you get 1 mask. And then if you complete the secret ending, you get another mask. And then we're done. So that's all masks. It's a really cool category. It's a very fun category to run. Also, I somehow lost 33 seconds to that last part, which is disgusting. But yeah. That's probably because I did the puzzle pieces in different orders before, that's all. So yeah, that's all masks. Fun game, fun category.